We'll see you tomorrow night, gang. Take care now. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, don't forget, be safe, everybody. Be safe.
Hey,
You guys be
be
safe.
safe. Thank you for joining us. Hey, did they
Uh,
did already? Were they on earlier? What?
yeah, I think they must have missed the show, Charles. I think they missed it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I don't think they must have not heard that we'd start at 6 tonight.
Oh boy. Aloha no gang. It's always good to see you folks. Just having a little fun. Hey Mel, does the picture behind me look crooked?
No,
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
it looks perfectly fine.
And then I got my friend over here, Joe Buddha.
What do I have? I don't want nothing around here that I can show off. Oh well, it's just here, just me. What's up, Charles? How was your day? Aloha from Nanakule, Mahelani. Aloha,
Oh,
you guys.
yeah, Lonnie.
Aloha.
Davis.
What's happening? What's happening? How was your day, Charles? How was your day?
Well, it was a beautiful day in Hawaii. The weather was fine.
Perfect.
Um, as you can see, I took down my Christmas tree. That was my project for the day. And I'm the type, there's been times when we left up, those fake trees when I was living in Hawaii Kai. I mean, I leave them up for years. I just like the beauty of coming in a house and it feels like Christmas. But my wife took me to the side. She goes, honey, you need to let it go. Like she was giving me therapy. She goes, Christmas is over. We're into 2021. So she gently wrapped all the ornaments. I was proud of her. She took the ornaments, she wrapped it up. And when you buy those imitation trees, they get a lot of glitter and stuff. We just
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure, and they come already pre-wired, so you got to find out where the connections are. So I know next year I'll leave the lights on so I can see where the connections meet up. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, 353 days, four
This
hours and
tree,
15. Yeah,
ah,
353.
right around the corner, man. Right
Yeah,
around the corner. Christmas Day is only 353 days, 4
yeah.
hours, 57 minutes, and about 45 seconds. And it's right around the corner, man. It seems like we just had Christmas. It seems like we just had Christmas.
Right, right.
And it's coming right around the corner again. And look, I love the snow and Santa. Look, obviously this picture was taken on the North Pole where no more COVID, so you didn't have to wear a mask.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, 353 days, gang. 353 days left before Christmas. You know what? I cannot wait, bro. I cannot wait.
Me too. Hey, brother Stan Kua, thank you for your comment. I know it looks crooked, Stan, but it's the way my camera is because I was telling Mel, you turn around, I use the level. So it's the way that my camera is angled, that the picture, because it's sort of at an angle this way.
Yeah, it's straight. If you tilt your head this way, it's straight, Charlie.
Because if I tilt them the right way for the camera angle, then Mrs. Yona is gonna scold me that the picture is crooked and I won't get scolding. So, but tonight I wanted it to be a fun night going into 2021. Cheerful, cheerful, cheerful. Right? What? And a lot of times when we say that, why I want it to be cheerful is because there's two things. Either we're stalling for time or we don't have a guest on with us.
Well, I think it's a little bit of both, a little bit of both. But I did want to share a couple of things tonight as it relates to COVID because I think it's important. I think there's a lot of things going on right now, as you know. Yeah, we're trying to get the mayor and Dr. Berman back on
Yeah.
to go over, things change every day with COVID. What doesn't change is the the dangerousness of this virus. That's what doesn't change. And tomorrow night, folks, we'll have. I don't know if you guys saw Attorney Michael Green on TV last week. He was he told the story of his wife. He nearly lost his wife, and the wife was in the hospital for over 90 days. She was in ICU, intubated. She was on a ventilator. Um, and through the grace of God and what he calls a miracle, she was released from the hospital. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'll let him tell the story, but he'll be with us tomorrow night. What I didn't know was his whole family, including him, got COVID. And I'll let him share that story. But
Oh,
yeah, Charlie, I didn't know that. I don't I don't even know if the news mentioned it, but I spoke to him today. He's a very good friend of mine, and he shared that with me. But he's gonna be um, uncensored tomorrow, and he has a very powerful message to share, and it'll be an emotional night, I'm sure. So get your tissues and make sure you join us tomorrow night. I'll post up the promo up right after tonight's show. But if you didn't see it on the news, make sure
wow.
you hear. If you saw it on the news, he brought Patsy and I to tears, man, with his story, because we all know Michael Green as that Chicago attorney, the guy that manicures his nails. He dresses up in expensive suits, but inside he's an awesome dude with a huge heart, and you'll see that part of him, that side of him tomorrow. And he has decided that he was going to share the story. He told me about it. One of the radio stations on Oahu, the Fish. Is it the Fish or the Swim? One of them.
The fish is that the
The Fish.
Christian, the
Uh,
Christian,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
it's a Christian radio station. Yep.
Okay, but they did an hour-long interview with him.
Mm.
But like I told him, I said, yeah, brother, but that one had commercials. I was no more commercials, man. You're gonna get to see, and he can be very abrasive. This guy is an amazing attorney. He's an amazing litigator. He's an amazing trial attorney. I've seen him in action. I've worked with him on cases. This guy is incredible, but at the end of the day, he's a human being who loves his wife more than anything, and almost had his wife taken away. And his message is a powerful one. And you guys make sure we show up tomorrow. It's wow. I was talking to him on the phone, and he broke down, and it's like I'm not used to seeing him that way. So it hit home, and that is the message we have been trying to put out. And we've had many survivors on, and we know, Charlie, we know that while the state may call you as a recovered, you're not. And in fact, Michael Green says his wife is very far from recovered. So we'll get that all tomorrow.
Did you happen to see my post the other day? I contacted Dr. Jonathan D. Orkin.
Yes, yes.
The question I posed, and this is an important question, and I want to thank Ms. Patty Kawakami for asking. Um, and it relates to asymptomatics. Just because you can have the symptoms, you don't manifest the symptoms. You have the virus. So just so we understand, there's a difference between the symptoms and the virus, right?
Mhm.
So the vaccine lessens the symptoms, so you don't get to that point of near death. Really, that's what it does, right? It minimizes that. But the virus is still there, and whether it can kill the virus or not, that's the other question. Because I asked Dr. Dworkin, and his simple answer was, this thing is so new that yes, you have the virus. Because the question is, can the virus do damage internally, especially to your lungs, because it's a respiratory virus, right? You're asymptomatic. You're not manifesting any symptom, but you have the virus in you. Can you develop long-term damage? And he was very honest. He says, he said the possibility is there, but we just don't have enough information. Just imagine you asymptomatic, but you don't know what's years down the road. You find yourself like getting symptoms like a person who has emphysema, right?
Mhm.
You get hard time breathing, coughing a lot. You don't know, and to be mentioned, to be told that it looks like you had a COVID related illness and you don't know. And I think that speaks a lot to what Angela had, right? She said some time ago she was never properly diagnosed, but she was feeling these symptoms, right?
Hmm.
And this time comes by, and they call it what, the long haulers, that
Yeah,
syndrome. But yeah,
the long
long.
haulers. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's something for everybody and anybody. I tell you, I go out to the store, and for those of you on the island of Hawaii, like Oahu, you have Foodland, Times, Star Market. Well, Waimea, we get Ishihara and Beat Safe. I actually wear two masks,
Hmm.
and I don't care if I seem paranoid. I don't care. I just don't want that damn thing getting into my nose, getting into my mouth, swimming around like it's on resort, going down my lungs and damaging me. I just don't want. But that's just me. Okay? So my message to those out there: you can play Evil Knievel, up to you. Remember now, Evil Knievel's last jump, he would try jump the canyon, never make it. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. So, if you're one of those that you want to tempt fate, it's up to you how you fight that thing. But I just don't. And I actually walk in with my spray now. I just bold. I just walk in. I said, I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care if somebody laugh at me. I said, brother, laugh all you like, but guess what? Hey, you like some? You know, I'm
Yeah.
making sure that I'm just, and the missus is the same way too. But I think it's going to get to that point because it was very interesting. But like I said, I'm smiling because for the most part, I see the citizens of Waimea on the island of Hawaii. They've taken this battle to heart. I see a lot of them. They're wearing their masks. They're not walking around, even if they're walking on the sidewalk. Walking down towards LNL or walking towards Ishihara. They get their mask on. It's not like they're walking around like some people we see that's not from Hawaii. They're walking around because they're 6 feet apart and they feel like nothing to worry about. But hey, I'm just proud of the people of Waimea, and I'm sure you're proud of the people in Wailua, Lihui, all those areas. There's people are taking caution. People are taking caution. Just
Yeah, I'm proud of the ones that do. I'm proud of the people and respect the people that have respect for others. Evil Knievel, if he crashed that when he crashed that in the Snake River Canyon, he put himself at risk.
Mhm.
When he jumped over all those buses and the fountains in Vegas, he put himself at risk. And the problem with COVID, uh, you put others at risk.
Mhm.
And I still today we had to go to Anini homeless compound again, and it's just it ain't working. They're not wearing masks out there, and uh, hygiene is not you know
On their priority.
properly exercised out there.
It's not.
Yeah, we mask up. I mean, we keep our distance, and unfortunately, we got to do our job. And so the first person that I from afar, I said, "Don't you have a mask?" "Oh, I do." "Well, why don't you put it on?" "Put it on," you know. But I still see so many people that choose not to wear masks. I still see so many people and we see it in the comments all the time, Charlie,
Yep.
saying that this thing is a media hype. It's again, I don't engage with those people because it just ruins my day. And why should I burn my energy on people that no sense, because they are what they are. But I have a graphic that and I apologize. Someone sent it to me, and I should have wrote the name down. And I thought perfect timing for tonight because it goes right into what you just said, Charlie, about the asymptomatic people with vaccines. Remember, we're gonna pound this into your heads over and over and over about this vaccine.
Mhm.
It doesn't stop you from getting the virus. It doesn't stop you from passing the virus. It protects you from getting from being seriously impacted by the sickness, the illness, the disease itself. So you may be asymptomatic. You may have mild symptoms as opposed to the non-vaccinated person in the same health condition that may have more severe symptoms. So, but it doesn't stop you from getting the virus. And so I'm so you what you made you gave the perfect segue for this graphic. And again, I apologize to the person, and I'll remember who it is and let you guys know. So this is United Health Services. This is from the mainland, but they created this poster. And this is exactly what we've been talking about. This is, and we've heard it from all the doctors, but this is a graphic that's easy to understand.
Mhm.
And it's real clear. COVID-19 incubation timetable. COVID-19 has up to a 14-day incubation period. And we know from South Korea, from our friend Minnie Cole, that in some cases they found that it extended even to 30 days. So, but generally speaking, for all intents and purposes, 14-day, that's what we're using. Bob was exposed to COVID 19 on day 0, he was exposed. On day 5, he got tested, negative. On day 8, thinking that he did not have COVID because of a negative test, Bob went to work and family gatherings. He was contagious days 8 and 9, 48 hours before the symptoms, and now exposed 22 people. Day 10, Bob became symptomatic and tested positive. So this is generally what happens. And this is why this is the vaccine could possibly be not, trust me, I am not saying don't take the vaccine. I'm just saying we need to be aware
Mhm.
that even with the vaccine, the scenario still plays out. So you may have been vaccinated. Charlie, you were vaccinated, and thank you for doing that, man. Congratulations, buddy. Leading the way, leading the way. I'm like, we in our office, we're on the next wave. We're on 1C.
Actually, I did it because it's a way to they actually test your fat content in your arm. Because if they stuck the needle in and hit bone, that means I lost the weight I was trying to lose. But because I didn't feel a needle against my bone, I still got more to lose. That's the
uh, yeah, anyway, so yeah, our office is 1C, so we're on the next wave. But my
yeah.
point is this: everyone that got vaccinated, and I heard Charlie say this right after you took your vaccine, Charlie, you did your video,
Mhm.
and you said, this will not stop me from wearing my mask. This is not going to stop me. I'm going to continue to wear my mask. I'm going to continue to social distance. I'm going to continue to follow the rules because Charlie still could get the virus, and
Yep.
Charlie could still pass it to Mel or anyone else or Stephanie or anybody else.
Yep.
The good news is that if Charlie contracts the virus, that the the the,
The symptoms will be
the
less.
symptoms, the damage, more than likely will be limited because of the vaccine
Yeah.
and the antibodies that the vaccine is creating. But
Correct.
you still gotta you still gotta be safe. And I think that's what I'm afraid of with the vaccine, that as more and more people get the vaccine, they start thinking that they're safe, they're immune. I mean, our lieutenant governor seems to believe that.
Yeah.
And I think that sends the wrong message. I think that sends a very bad message to people that are contemplating or maybe have taken the vaccine like yourself,
Mhm.
and thinking that now I'm okay. Now I can go hang out with friends and I'm safe. Well, you're not safe. And you may be safer for yourself, but you are not being safe for other people. And I think that's one of the things that's got to be
Well,
pounded in constantly.
when I used to teach CPR classes, I always taught my students to think this: in order for you to help, you got to use caution because you can become a victim yourself if you're careless, right? And so I was referring to bloodborne pathogens at the time because sometimes you'll run up to someone to give first aid and they might be bleeding all over the place. But you don't know if the person is infected with something or not. So you never touch a person without your gloves. And I always said, and because I told my students to just think hot. You wouldn't go put your hand on hot surface, right? So just think hot. You see blood, think hot. Ta-da! Put on your gloves. Okay. Because I took the vaccine for COVID, I still think that I'm hot, not hot looking, but hot. I think I'm hot that I could possibly be carrying it.
Mhm.
And that, in a way, causes me not to be complacent. Because when you start getting haphazard, I think that's where the dangers, that's when the dangers are gonna get, that's gonna come in. And um, I don't know about you, but you tell me that story about Michael Green. I know that feeling. But I'll share something with you. And I was married before. My wife passed away from cancer. And the day she passed away, I had my sons with me. And but we had the opportunity to say goodbye to her as she took her last breath. We had that opportunity. Whether you have COVID or you don't have COVID, because of the situation we are in now, if somebody is ready to go into the next life, guess what, folks? You will not be able to be there. And it was traumatic for me, and I had the opportunity to be there. Just imagine you having to say goodbye to your loved one from a distance. It's going to be tough. So that's why I said, I don't know how much more we got to make it uh, plain for someone to understand. Don't go playing around with this stuff. And that's why I kept on saying the other day, if you breathe life into this virus, you want to get back to some kind of normalcy, right? So the combination to that is don't breathe life into it. Because as long as you breathe life into it, well, things will not get back to normal. I don't care what you do. And we all got to come to the same consensus. Now, I understand there's going to be knuckleheads that figure, hey, we're going to be out of partying on the beach because a virus not going to attack us on the beach. I mean, I don't know what to say about those kind of people. And it's disheartening. It's very, very disheartening. But hey,
Yeah, Michael Green talked about, he said, Mel, you know what? The worst part of this virus is the loneliness of the patient and the family that cannot communicate with each other. I cannot imagine. Charlie, you know that feeling.
yep.
I mean, there was no communication at all after a certain point, except with his companion. And I just don't understand. And then these clowns that beach in Maui, the video of what's the name of that beach? What they call that beach?
Which are not Big Beach.
No, the one that had all the group of drummers and all the guy with naked with his tallywhacker flapping all around
The one in Maui, right?
in Maui. The mayor, they just shut down the beach, but
Yeah.
that you talk about a super spreader event. Maui's already having problems. They're already concerned. They're already worried about the numbers. And here is a bunch of losers,
Too
a
bad.
bunch of jackasses who decides to go out there. Little Beach. Thank you, Dana. Little Beach. Little
They,
Beach.
they get Big Beach and Little Beach.
Yeah. Well, this was Little Beach, and the guy had a little pecker, waving them all around like he was okay.
Just
That's
imagine
how
if they took, just imagine if they took pictures. If he had a little pecker at Little Beach, just imagine if he went to Big Beach.
he wouldn't be allowed in. He wouldn't be allowed in.
He wouldn't pass the muster. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, no more the minimum requirement. But we have a bunch of these people who don't get. Please don't call it a. Oh, sorry, Shari. Shari Tally says, please don't call it a tally.
What?
Shari Tally, our good friend Shelly Tally says, please don't call it a tally whacker. I love it, Sherry. Yeah, you are in the right room, girl. You are in the right room. All right.
Yellow Wolf. He swam. It shrunk.
But he's in a group of people dancing like there's no tomorrow with no clothes on, and he's being video ding-a-ling. Okay, ding-a-ling. Yeah, ding-a-ling. Okay, he's ding-a-ling. The guy stayed below minimum. Yeah, he could have got. Okay, I'm not gonna read the comments because it's kind of bad. But anyway, Boto. Kiala Wolf says Boto.
Hey, is that what they taught him
Uh,
at Punoho? So
yeah, yeah, Boto.
Punoho girl. You know?
But so this guy is out there, and I mean, there was a ton of people there. It's a nudist drum circle. Okay, I only saw that one bonehead with the Boto, um, and it was viral on Facebook. It was only after a while people started blocking out the faces and the Boto, but everything. But you see, I sorry we
They,
try
they use a 3x5 car.
Oten, the Oten, the birdie. Oh, look, now we got them all coming. Lil Smokey. uh, hey, my son says gorilla. um, no, we've had those drum circles here on Kauai, believe it or not. We went down. We got the intel. Trust me, we got the intel. Our office got the intel. We went down, and I called KPD. They set up a special unit, big project. We shoot down to where it is, undisclosed location, invitation only.
Yep.
Bam, nobody was there. They must have got the word that we were coming down. But no, they're on every island, and and these are the defiant ones. These are the ones that Dana said he should have had two masks.
You know what they should do? This is what I would have done. If we had intel that they was going to have one of those at beaches here in Kauai, you know that I have about 400 trained fleas that that I can let you. I let them go. They do their job, and I got a little cup that they run back home to. Then
I didn't know, Charlie. I didn't know you had that, and I promise you, the next time we get there, I'm gonna call your fleas. I'm gonna call your fleas. That to me would be awesome. That would be awesome. And then you wait on the highway, and every one of those people coming out scratching, you just arrest them. Yeah, just arrest them.
you'll be telling me, "Hey, Charlie, what's the whistle for?" That's the signal for my fleas.
Charlie, the comments are still coming in. Look, they're calling it um, Arabiki sausage. the A can of little worms. Honani Pacheco said, "This is now we have crossed the line. We're an X-rated show. Let go the crabs."
Ed,
You know,
hurry. Charlie, you're not supposed to laugh at your own joke. Sorry, Ed, I do.
sometimes you don't only one laugh.
I don't care. Life is too short.
Look at Stephanie said, "That's it." Your wife said, "That's it. No eating before the show." Lop chong. Oh, lop chong. Oh, at least put a small sock over it. I love it. I love it. Let's go get some fire ants. Yeah. Big fire one side for the crabs. Vienna, here we go. It hasn't stopped. Sean, Vienna. Well, we apologize. NC-17 is our rating. We apologize for having fun, but um, what else we gonna do? I tell you, I gotta be honest. When I saw Birdie, another Birdie seems to be the popular one. When I saw that video first, I got really upset when I saw the gathering. I got more upset when I saw the naked dude. But when after you sit back and you analyze what was happening and you just think about the possibilities of linguiça, turtleneck. Oh, it's still coming. But when you think about the consequences of that activity, then you get more angry,
Yeah.
and you get and then I thank the Maui County for shutting down the beach, but how many of them got arrested? You cannot tell me that you cannot identify them. You got the video. You identify. I'm not talking about the birdie guy. I'm just talking about of all of those people there. You identify them and you go arrest them and you charge them and you set an example because you cannot have that. Charlie's still going on. You
You
cannot
just,
have that kind of behavior. That's where the events occur. In colleges, right, Charlie? All the universities on the mainland that we had the clusters, they all had they had the block parties, they had the dorm parties, they had the all of those events, the football events. And look at Nani. Yeah, I was mad at the amount of people first. Then I saw the naked dodo head, and then she got livid. Yeah. Oh, I'm
brother,
sorry. The state DLNR had shut them down, not the county. Thanks, Eileen. Thank
brother,
you. 400 people.
did you
400
see, did
people.
you, did you see the news late last night?
I,
They
I
talked, they talked about the illegal fireworks again,
yeah,
and they showed the fireworks.
rah,
And the news lady said, and Honolulu police reported that they issued one citation.
and one arrest, and one arrest. Did you see the video of the rocket that went right into the police car?
And then he drove by.
And he went right past. Now, Charlie, I'm going to ask you a question. I watched that. I watched it on video. The thing went. You knew it was going to happen. I thought the lady was going to say that was the one arrest.
Mm-mm.
Because they said they had one ticket, one arrest, physical arrest. So when they showed the video, Majito, yeah, there we go, Majito. When they showed that rocket go right into the grill of the police car, I was thinking, this is the guy that's gonna get arrested. The
Mm.
police had stopped. The police car had two police cars, one in front of the other. They
Yep.
stopped and they just drove on. Just let the rocket had, or whatever it was, that the aerial had go wrong. It's supposed to go up. It went and it hit the police car. But when you looked at the landscape, when they were showing all the fireworks, the aerials, Charlie, it looked like Vegas. It looked like you were looking down the strip in Vegas. And wow, wow. I mean, I gotta admit, man, it's beautiful.
Mhm.
It's beautiful, but it's
Yep.
also very illegal. Um, so my question was, Charlie, back in the day, you drive in your patrol car, and all you see is this firework come straight and hit your patrol car.
Okay.
What would Officer Charlie Iona do?
Well, because
Inchworm. Now they're still coming.
we are public servant, I would first roll down my window and I would ask the person, get over here. That's what I would do first. And
We
because I
probably
know,
should.
yeah,
No, I
and
said we should probably stop there because I don't think we know what would happen
no,
afterwards.
because everybody watching, I would smile. I would smile. I say, come here, banana. You like play firecrackers? You like play illegal aerials? Yeah, give me one of those. Hold them in your damn hand. I said, hold them like the fuse. Don't let it go. Hold it.
Oh, millipede now. Millipede is getting smaller. Wet noodle. Aye, Charlie. Slug. They're not stopping, Charlie. I think we messed up. We should have never talked about that guy's tally. Photo. Sorry, Sherry. Sorry. Yeah, but I mean, I just like, wow, man, that's kind of unreal. Unreal.
No, but to even think, law-abiding citizens are saying, yeah, they're finally gonna get one. Not. They were that dry good. And they only had one arrest and one citation the whole night.
Yeah.
And around them, there are like 40 million aerials going off. I mean, like, what else you need?
Yeah. I think a lot of, and the reporter did mention that, a lot of the officers, including myself, I mean, ding ding, look, tin tin, they gotta go more. But part of it is the culture that, you don't like go up and ruin somebody. It's been a rough year for so many people. It's been a rough year for so many people that it's kind of hard to go there and,
Sandy, I had Snickers, Sandy. I had Snickers.
and, and, and go disrupt the celebration. But again, yeah, when that thing goes sideways and hit one police car, if that police car was not there, it could have possibly hit or kill someone. So I think at some point you draw the line. But I understand the
What
whole
bothers me, brother. They had a lot of pictures from Waipahu, Kalihi, right?
Mhm.
A lot of pictures from Honolulu. You look how close the house is. I mean, you can be in your bedroom, you cut one fart. Your neighbor gonna hear you that close.
Yeah.
So when you start setting off aerials, it's so dangerous. Everything. I mean, if you was in an open area, I said, you know what? You're not going to endanger nobody. I mean, you might catch a brush fire, but if you're in an open area, but man, when you get one cluster of homes, I mean, just imagine in like places down Wahiwa in a plantation homes, wooden, right? All wooden homes, total roof, all together, clumped together. One house go up. Just imagine what one after another ones can catch on fire
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
unless you can put them out fast enough. That's what I worry about.
Yeah. And that should be the controlling directive. Like, hey, we understand, but if you're not doing it in a safe way, if you're gonna turn your cheek, then at least make sure that these people are doing it safely. But anyway, so it continues to roll in, Charlie. Smokies, Poo Poo Pop, Peewee, Medaka, um, Blokosh, whatever that
You
is.
know what this tells me? It tells me that our viewing audience has had it with COVID. They found a new subject to talk about
I know.
and they want to stay with that subject. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we're going to talk about small peepees.
Uh, you know, I'm thinking there's about a 15-minute delay because I brought it up about 15 minutes ago and the comments are only rolling in. It's still rolling in, man. It's still rolling in. We're gonna, Kirk, we need a t-shirt, Kirk. We need a t-shirt of all of those Medaka. Somebody put Manini bait, cut them off and use them for Manini bait, Smokies, all of those. Make one t-shirt with all of that.
Tallywhacker.
Pipi kaula. Oh, whoa, watch out the tally the kind.
Oh,
Teeny
yeah.
weenies. Yeah, she gonna get mad, Charlie. She gonna get mad.
But
I tell you,
she had a silly emoji on the end of that line.
yeah, because I think she's we're all having
But she's
fun.
still getting it. Yeah.
Look at Ed. Ed says, "Hey, you guys making fun of me." Now we know Ed. Everybody knows Ed. Little Smokies. Look at even Gladys Baisa, former council chair of the Maui County Council, says Little Smokies. Tootsie Roll. Oh my good. Little Rocket. Aye.
No, cannot be Tootsie Roll. Wrong end. Cannot be Tootsie Roll.
Oh, I'm not going to repeat how Nani's one. That's oof.
But
Boto. Yeah, I like Boto.
but
I like the word Boto.
you know the sad thing about it all. First of all, I would think normal people like myself, I would be embarrassed, first of all, to be walking around naked. That's one. No, you gotta really love yourself. You gotta be a real narcissistic bastard to walk around with a pee maybe the size of maybe what a paper clip. That is just plain downright. You think you all that? Oh my God!
Pipipi, Poo Poo Rockets, Little Tinker,
So just imagine he's walking
Tiny
around.
Tipperillo. Yeah, he was swinging them. He was,
No, he was walking, and then everybody said, "Hey, you see the small guy?" hey. He was doing that. I'm pretty sure people laughing. I'm sure
think
that
Well, I think first of all, I think most of them were stoned. They were high and they were intoxicated, and yeah, Dana, you're right. He was the only naked guy. It's a nudist beach, but the drum circles, I know the ones that I've heard about on Kauai, they weren't naked. They all had clothes. So I'm not sure what the heck they were. They were bebe boto. Sean says bebe boto.
You
But
can
yeah,
tell,
so I don't know what
you
the
can
hell.
tell when they storm. Because the first thing they probably asked the guys, you know, the guys over there, they were like, hey, bro, what happened? What happened? Accident.
Oh God, drinks, drinks. Must be cold shortage. Oh my God. Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting to see. And again, well, that beach is closed. They'll just move to another one. They'll just move to
Yeah.
another one. Oh, my dad just came on. Thank God he missed that whole earlier discussion.
Hello, sir. How are you, Mr. Raposo? Nice to have you on with us tonight.
My dad used to be the original drum circle producer.
Oh boy. Oh
No,
boy.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Dad. I'm kidding, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Anyway.
fill you in later, Tom. Don't worry.
Yeah, you gotta go watch it from the beginning. I don't even know how we got detracted. Oh, probably
No,
because of COVID, because we were
no.
talking about COVID. Yeah.
We got detracted because we have no guests on tonight. So we know that look like right now, it's 7:41.
I know, and I had a whole list of things I wanted to cover.
Yeah, let's cover it. Let's cover it. Let's go for it.
Well, the other thing that we wanted to share tonight, and I forgot all about this until I just saw Melissa's post. Tomorrow she goes for our dear friend and our local hero, Melissa Bolton, is going for her second shot tomorrow. She's gonna go get her second vaccination, the second shot in the series tomorrow, and she had agreed to come on our show. So Melissa, if it's okay, can we book you for Wednesday night? We did want to you tell us your
Wednesday, not
experience with
tomorrow.
this.
Tomorrow night. No, Thursday night.
No. What did I say?
Wednesday night.
Yeah, I meant Thursday. I meant Thursday.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow night we get Michael Green. Thursday.
Mhm.
Thursday. And Friday we're gonna have Feel Good Friday. We're gonna have some businesses on Friday to share. Trying to get back into that swing so we can uh, get our locals back out supporting our local businesses. I tell you.
Yep.
I told you last night, yeah? Did I tell you last night? Yeah, Patsy made her enchiladas with the all local stuff, man.
From Verdi's, the tortillas from Verdi.
The tortilla wraps, the big tortillas from Verdi restaurant. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Uncle Charlie or Mel, do you guys know if teachers are essential workers to get the shot? I was told today that teachers are in group 1C,
Yeah.
which is right after the current group. So I was told possibly in the next couple of weeks we can make our appointments. So
But you know the problem is the government has to come up with clear, concise directions on where to make your appointments, how to handle it. Because right now everybody is like going, you know, the the essential, the 1A categories, 1B, we know that's health worker, those who work in the hospitals,
the
healthcare,
first responders, yeah.
yeah, nursing homes, people who work in a nursing home. That's easy. Now we're coming to the nitty gritty where you got schools, you got people that um I believe in 1C gonna be people with serious underlying conditions, right? Supposed to be in that
Mhm.
category as well. But the government needs to put out a directive that's clear and concise. If you don't know, who do you call? Do you call the Department of Health? Do you because you got to find out. There's all kind of places. You have hospitals administering. You have CVS, Walgreens administering. And they're supposed to be handling the senior homes supposedly. So when you have all of this stuff going on, there's not a clear and concise directive of what's happening. And I think they need to do that.
I did see something today come out. Usually when these things come out, I print them so I could remember to talk about it, and I forgot to. But I did see that the Department of Health was coming out with a vaccine hotline.
Mm.
Let me see if I can try to find them. But it came out today, and there was going to be a number to call, and you can get. I think you can make your reservations and all of that. Let's see. Oh my goodness! Look at this. This just. Oh my goodness! This came out. I just potential. Okay. Potential February 1st, 2021 date has been proposed for Hawaii's vaccination passport travel. Vaccine passports, also called health passports, are mainly intended for international travel but may ultimately factor into Hawaii's Safe Travels program. What the heck is this?
What they're saying is that if you've been vaccinated, that allows you free travel to any of the islands. That's what they're talking about, right?
I think so. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to go.
But did you see? Did you see what Cuomo said today?
No.
Yeah, because of all the vaccination they got, and now they got hit with the UK variant.
Oh yeah.
So there he wants a mandate where all international travel coming to the United States be regulated. That they gotta have either been vaccinated or tested. Now here's the question: you got all these different vaccines coming online, right?
Hmm.
Now I personally got vaccinated, but I don't have my cards. Some have been posting that they got their card with them. You gotta make damn sure you don't lose that card because that's your only proof that you had the first shot. Okay, and that's your get to take a second shot. That's your access to getting your second shot. So like where I got my second shot at the hospital, because we provide the services there. They hold the cards at the hospital, and so those cards will coincide with the second round because there's dates on it. When we took the first, they calculate 21 or 28 days out. You get the second shot. There's a phone number there to call. Now, if you're gonna hold your card and you misplace your card, well, too bad. That's why I worry when these people holding their cards. Unless you're one that you're really good at, putting in a safe place, and then you gotta make sure that you remind yourself. I'm fortunate. The ones that took in the hospital, they're fortunate because they're on a list that has a reminder, and then you will get called up to go get your second shot. Now we hear rumors. I mean, it's only rumors that I don't think it's true. I don't know if it was here or Oahu. 500 vials got destroyed because it got left out, and it's got to be the Moderna or Pfizer because of the temperature. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think in the days to come, and that's the thing with COVID and with this, it seems like every day there's a whole new, you got to really stay up on this stuff because it just things change so quick. Uh, last night we talked about that they're talking about just giving out half a dose instead of the full dose. Why would I mean I would not take a half a dose. I'll be honest with you. I mean, Charlie, would you take a half? If they came up and said, "Hey, Charlie, you're going to be in this new group of people. We're giving you half a dose." Would you even take it? I
reason
wouldn't
why I
take it.
wouldn't take it because under the EUA, a half a dose was not prescribed. That's
Right.
the only way they got the authorization. That authorization means you will follow everything the guideline that you purported that you're going to do with the vaccination. That's why they gave you the authorization to go ahead and use it for emergency use authorization only. You got to follow that protocol that you listed, unless you're falsifying the information. You said, yeah, everybody will get full, but then you go half. And the only reason why I think they're talking about half is because the production is supposedly not enough, right? They're running low. So they're trying to stretch it. And
Yeah.
that's no good. That's not good.
I hear we are on Kauai though. We're getting as far as the amount of vaccine doses, we're getting a good amount.
Yeah.
But
Getting
there's many places that are not, and in these places they're talking about. It's really crazy. It's like saying, oh, half is better than nothing, but that's that's not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's I remember going to a training. I think it was a training, but they talked about how, you know, you shouldn't be breaking your pills in half. You know, if you have a specific dosage for a medication, because the the dose is not properly or equally dispersed around the tablet. So if you, it's not, that's why you need to take the whole pill. And it's crazy. It's and yeah, I know Rosie is saying it's for 18 to 21. Understand, but the fact of the matter is that that was not part of the trials. They didn't do trials for 18 to 21. They're speculating
Yeah.
that because they're younger, they're just statistically less risk at risk, and that's not. You know, we're talking about a virus that kills. And again, I remind everybody tomorrow night, Michael Green will be on. Attorney Michael Green, world renowned. He'll be on sharing his story about his wife and COVID and how his whole family contracted the disease and how he almost lost his wife and the challenges going forward. And not for no other reason than to slam the message home that we cannot underestimate this virus.
Yeah.
And to come out and say we're going to give half doses,
Mm-hmm.
it's incredible. When I saw that, I was thinking, man, you know, it's terrible. It's don't put the people at risk because of your poor management of getting these vaccines out, the doses out to where it needs to go. Now, I would rather, you know, this is what I would suggest. And I know the 18 to 21s may not appreciate this, but hey, 18 to 21s, forego and give your full dose to the people that are at risk, the people that actually need it. If you're going with the statistics, 18 to 21, they handle this virus uh, much better than the older people and people with underlying conditions. But to go out and give a half a dose, that's crazy. That's crazy. I just don't get it. And I understand what they try. I think when they make these statements, they think people are just stupid, and that we're just going to say, oh, because so and so said it, it must be true. No, man, we do our own research, we do our own, you know, fact checking, and I challenge any doctor to come up and say that the half a dose, that they would recommend a half a dose to someone, not politicians. I don't want to hear from politicians. I hear from doctors that specialize in epidemiology and diseases, you know, infectious diseases and so forth. But I you know, I'd give it away. I mean, if they came up to me and said, "Hey, Mel, of course I'm not 18 to 21. I'm already in that group, the age group." But yeah, I mean, if I'm 18 to 21, I say, you know, just give mine to somebody that needs it.
And
Seriously.
you know, there's I just received a note, and to clarify, you know, someone said that the National Guard at Lihui Airport said that locals can go to their house and do their quarantine for 10 days if they come back from the mainland. I don't think so.
Not on Kauai.
Yeah, well, this they said at the Lihui Airport, that's what they're told. I think a person came in from local, came in from the mainland and was taken straight home. Never go to a resort bubble. No more tests.
Oh, yeah, he could, but he got a quarantine for 10 days.
Yeah, at home.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. The resort bubble and the testing is optional if you want to get out of the. But yeah, if you want to come home, yeah, you just go straight home. You cannot rent a car. You just go home, and that's where you will stay for 10 days. Now, if I was coming back from the mainland, and this is just me, Charlie,
Mhm.
if I was coming back, let's say I had an emergency, I had to go to the mainland, I go a doctor's appointment. If I come home, I wouldn't take the test. I wouldn't take the test to travel, pay $200. I would come home. I would quarantine for 10 days and stay away from everybody that I love. And I would take the free counties test later to verify that I'm COVID free. But I wouldn't do all of that nonsense. I would quarantine anyway. again, based on the chart that I just showed up, you're still at risk.
Hmm.
You're still at risk. So just go home. Stay at home. If you're sick, if you get the virus, you didn't infect anybody. You come home, you take the test, you test negative. After 3 days, you test negative. The virus could still be in you. And then you go to work or you go to do your thing. And guess what? All of a sudden, oops. And then guess what? They're going to call it community spread because you had been cleared from the travel. That's no good.
But
No
you know
good.
what you just said, if you coming home from the mainland and you don't want to do the 10 days, then you go to a resort bubble, right?
Correct.
You know what that's doing, right? That's taking away the enforcement and putting more under pressure on that resort to monitor you. That's
Mhm.
what it's doing.
Yeah. And that was the intent. I mean, I remember when Derek was on our show last, he said it was always the intent to put the responsibility onto the resorts because the county shouldn't be the
No, but that
ones.
wasn't, I don't think that was the intent for our residents returning back to Kauai.
No, no, no. I don't. That's why we asked for the mayor to come back on.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear the rationale because, but again, for the local resident coming home, I mean, I think it's wise anyway to stay home for 10 days. I really do because we've seen how this virus operates. We've seen how the virus operates.
I
Let me
really
and
would like to find out,
just for the people that came on late again.
yeah.
You're exposed on day zero. Day five, you get your negative test from the mainland. You get on that plane, you come home, you go out, you wait 3 days. That's day eight. You're fine. You didn't get symptoms. You got your negative test. You go to work, you go to family gatherings, and on day 10, you get sick and you now test positive. So let's just say you went home and quarantined for 10 days. Then you protect everyone. You protect everyone. On the bubble, you day zero exposed, day five, you got your negative test. 3 days later, you test, you're negative, you hit the community. Day 10, you get sick, you there's a chance. And that's why I think the 10-day quarantine is the way to go. And that's what I would do. Just because I don't want to make anyone sick. I do not want to get my 82-year-old, 83-year-old mother-in-law sick with COVID. She probably wouldn't survive it. So that's how I think. I think everybody should think that way, that you think about others and just quarantine. Be safe.
Well, I do want to see, I know get some confusion and we created some confusion. Anything we discussed about quarantine here, we're talking about not for any of the other islands. We're just talking about for Kauai. If we're coming in, you got to check because I know right now Oahu is you get on test 72 hours, you go right into Oahu. That's it. Wow, you do whatever you want to do. What's sad though, and again, I would love to have a general manager from Oahu from one of the big hotels come on. Is they've been open, right? They've been
Mm-hmm.
open. They can receive trans-Pacific travelers with on 72-hour tests prior to. And now, if they're coming in from the mainland, do they have to go to a trusted, tested partner?
Yes.
It's only inter-island. You don't have to go to a trusted test.
No, no. It's the inner island as well. The only place that is not requiring the trusted partner is the resort bubble.
Or to get
That,
out of it. To get out of it.
correct. Correct.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, Honolulu, they have all these resorts open. I mean, what's the number load as far as occupancy would be nice to know. See if without restrictions how well they're doing because
And I think that's how you check on the success of a program, right? I mean, look at Honolulu's numbers. Look at Oahu's numbers. They have no quarantine, and they get the numbers. They get the cases, and you think about it, right? They don't have a second test. They don't have any testing. So the only positives they're getting are from people that get sick and the contact tracing from the people that get sick. And so they don't have testing like Hawaii had the free testing every Sunday. Uh, they have testing, sporadic testing popping up, but all of their travelers are coming to Oahu on one test. Same as Maui. Big Island gets a second test when they land. But
Hmm.
Honolulu and Maui are the two counties that you get that negative test, you walk right in, no quarantine. And
Yeah.
those are the two counties right now that are climbing. Um, so I think there's a direct correlation on the travel, the incoming travelers and the testing versus the restrictions. And a lot of people thought Derek went overboard. I stand behind his decision. I still do till today.
That's
Um,
what I wanted to ask you, Mel. And I want to be compassionate when I say this, and I want you to give me your honest answer. Given the position that the mayor of Kauai was put into, he really had no choice on the decisions he made. Looking at it now, I played the devil advocate and I asked the wife, and I'm going to ask you: Should we should have should we have just been like Oahu, open up? Because a lot of people say, killing the economy. Okay, fine, open up and gamble. Just take out gamble because I don't think our medical system would have been able to handle should we have an outbreak. I don't think at all. I don't think we have the ability to fly them out like they think it's so easy to fly. Like when I got flown out, it wasn't that easy. I had to wait until medevac was available, and the only place they took me out from was PMRF, Pacific Missile Range of the Pacific. You know, so it's not like I can just go down the airport, jump on a plane, and get medevac to Oahu. So what do you think? Do you think if the mayor just went, you know what, screw it, everybody's mad at me, I just want to open up? What do you think would have
no.
happened?
Oh, I would think that our hospitals would be filling up. I really believe that. I mean, I am convinced that the Safe Travels program is well, we know this for Kauai. You see, I don't trust and believe the numbers that are being presented to us from the Big Island, from our lieutenant governor, or from Dr. Miskovich, that in fact it's working. I don't. I mean, they're friends of mine. You asked me an honest a question. I'm giving you an honest answer.
Hmm.
I trust the numbers that Kauai produced because they were using real numbers. They weren't, they were the numbers that came in, the positives that came in. We knew how many active cases we had every single day. That was what triggered the mayor's decision, because we were on track for a disaster. We don't have the luxury of 5 hospitals like Honolulu, and we have 9 ICU beds. So we didn't have that luxury of waiting and seeing. So no, I fully support the mayor and what he did when he did it. No one knew about the variant. No one knew that this thing was going to start breaking up. The mayor was trying to find that balance and trying to open up some of the economy with that travel bubble. I mean, the resort bubble. But I don't know, and that's why I'm curious to hear. Because now we had another 3 today. Today's where community spread. We don't want to see community spread.
Well, the question I asked was, not so much with the variant now, is the fact that when the mayor took the position he took before all of this happened, I saw some very negative comments. They thought that the mayor was too overbearing. The economy was hurting. He was hurting it more by not opening it up. And, just like taking pot shots at him. And I felt like, okay, then what then? You want the thing just open up. Then what? What do we do? I mean, I know I'm doctor, you know.
Some people actually believe that. Some people, and we saw it, Charlie. We saw the post. I mean, we got called some nasty names. Some people actually believe that we should have just opened up and let the strong survive. That's exactly what I saw in some posts from people that I knew and respected. And I'm thinking, wow, that's it's just not the way to go. You don't just, we go back to Evil Knievel, Charlie, right? You make a decision to go jump jump the canyon, you make sure you do it and nobody gonna get hurt. With COVID, no, because your inaction or your um, inconsiderate behavior going to hurt people, can kill people. So no, it's a tough decision, and I know people wanted to open them up. I know they called the mayor some bad names, and that's why I give him credit for standing up and making the tough decisions, because he really had no choice. He he had no choice. And you open up. What happens, Charlie? You've been in ICU. You work in a hospital. We have friends that message us every day, and I wish, I tell you, one of the things that I so appreciate is when we get all the information that I cannot honestly feel bad, and I won't reveal the information because I'm afraid that people in the hospitals or in the Department of Health will put two and two together and see these people are our viewers, and the only way we could have got this information is from people that are that are working in those areas. So I'm very hesitant to
Mhm.
talk about a lot of the information that we get from our sources, unless I can validate it from another source to protect our the people that provide us the information. So it's tough, and so we know, Charlie, you and I, we talk about this all the time. We know so
Yep.
much more than we actually say because we want to protect our sources. But I can tell you what's going on right now with the testing, with how the numbers are being reported. It's we're not getting all the numbers. We're not seeing all the numbers, and it's not because they're holding it back. It's we just don't have the overload is so great. They're doing the best they can. These labs are. So, I think knowing what I know, uh, absolutely support the mayor's decision. And while I understand, like the mayor said, it's going to come with some economical consequences. It's going to come with consequences to families that is very unfortunate. And that's where the state and the federal government got to step up and take care of these people. That's where the problem is. We wanna protect our country. We lock it down. Don't allow international travelers in. And likewise, you don't want to let people coming into our state that are coming from hot zones without a quarantine. Plain and simple.
But did you saw the post I put up with the Hawaiian Airlines yesterday?
Oh God, yeah, I did.
Well, I received 10 more going all the way back to I put them together and I'm gonna put it up later, but I tracked it from the 14th of December up until present. They've been averaging testing anywhere between 20 and 50 tests. And out of those 20 and 50, they've been averaging about um, 50% and over on positive cases of employees. And that's both here in Hawaii and on the mainland. So, I don't know. I think what I would like to know, and I probably will never get the answer, but I don't know how it's being reported, whether the employees are seeking medical attention and that they discovered that way. It doesn't sound like they're having a surge or surveillance testing done, to just see what's out there. But and then I don't know if it's conducted amongst the employees that have random access to others, or is it like confined in a shop or maybe on a ramp or something like that. I don't know. That would be really good to know, because if it is in an area where everyday people traveling come in contact, right? Then I think we have a real problem. But nobody's saying anything about it, and so that's why I put it up there. Just food for thought. I mean, um, the sources that I received that from, they're very upset that the company doesn't come on and just say, hey, we have this problem, and just give everybody like a couple of pediatric, right? They put it out there so everybody know, hey, we had somebody, so just be careful, if you did come in contact or whatever. But when you got something like that, it makes you wonder, and that's why more so I'll sacrifice the flying. I mean, If they're going to handle information like that without letting the public know what's really going on, then I don't think I need to endanger myself to go fly right now. In fact, I don't want to fly. And as much as I want to, my wife's only sister, and thank God she had good results from a recent operation. Stephanie wants to go to Honolulu, but I said, honey, do you really want to go right now? And she said, no. And I said, okay, why don't we just cool it for now, right? Because again, Mike Green will be a good example. Once it tags you, luckily his wife survived. My brother did it. Lana, Sarah, Judge Ma, Russell. They've got things to deal with that's going to continue, and who knows for how long. Michael Green. Okay, the only ones that are not going to have anything to deal with it is those one who met their finality, and that's the one who's crossed over into another life because they didn't survive the virus itself, right? So I think the most responsible thing an airlines can do is if they do have a problem, yeah, just make it known and deal with it and tell the people that we're being transparent and we are doing everything possible to control this thing. That's all.
Yeah, my comment to that is that how many of those positives were flight crews inside the airplane?
No, that's what I mean, because we don't know the information.
Yeah.
You don't know where, the demographics, you don't know where it happened. Yep.
So while the report is from Hawaiian Airlines, where are all the other airlines? Why can't the airlines be required? Why can't the federal government require the airlines to release a statement whenever they find out that an air crew had been infected on a specific flight? Now, listen, Charlie, I flew a lot. Well, my years on the council, you fly a lot or flew a lot. If someone came up to you and said, hey, 2 weeks ago, you're on a United Airline flight, yeah, are you going to be able to tell which employee was positive? Hell no. So it's not a HIPAA violation. If you say, they have to tell you if it was a damn flight crew, if it could have been a passenger. My point is that if you're in an enclosed aircraft, sitting shoulder to shoulder with people, that if there was a positive on that aircraft, everybody should be informed of flight information. Period. That's how you beat this damn virus. But to keep everything hush hush secret, because you don't affect the bottom line of these damn corporate giants in the airline industry, then expect the numbers to continue, expect the damn numbers to never end, and expect to be with COVID for a damn long time. All the countries have shut down, the successful ones. Not America. We are here, e como mai. Come, we're safe. And yet our numbers are through the roof. More people dying than ever before. And we're over here pretending like it's going to go away with a goddamn vaccine that we cannot even get out to the people. Crap. And you know what? It's time that these guys take accountability. The airlines should be doing it. They don't need a damn federal government to tell them. The airlines should be doing it to protect their employees and to protect their passengers. But they're not because of the money. And it sickens me. It sickens me.
You know what makes me kind of wonder? If the DOE can release a written statement to parents when there is a reported infection, right? Just a basic information that they release to parents, right? Though some parents are still upset, they want to know what grade and all that, and then they don't. But at least the school put something out. Just imagine though, the school put something out. For an airlines not to put anything out, I thank God that we have these sources that gives us this information. I'm not trying to hurt the airlines. I'm just trying to let those know who are interested. If you're gonna fly, this is a couple of the rolls of the dice you got to deal with because they have positive cases. So I'm not trying to tell you that they're holier than thou, that you can jump on a plane and you're not going to be exposed. We don't know. It's just that numbers are being reported, and it's just the general public isn't getting those numbers. That's all.
Bingo. Well, Mireille just made the comment of the night. U.S. is doomed if we can't sacrifice in the short term. Bingo. That's what it comes down to. That's what it, and you know, U.S. is a country, but more importantly, individuals as individuals, right? If we cannot sacrifice short term and put off that travel, that unnecessary travel until this is over, then we're all part of the problem. Period. And I'm sorry for hurt you guys' feelings. I know a lot of people traveling, a lot of people going to Vegas, a lot of people going to see family. I understand, but if we cannot, as individuals, make that determination and say, hey, you know what, we'll put them off. We'll put them off. You know what? The hardest thing to do is FaceTime your kids on Christmas and on New Year's, and they're young and they think it's relatively safe, and to tell them sorry, we're just not going to take the chance. And you know what? If we all did that, then we'd have a better chance. But it's not happening. People are traveling for recreation, for vacation. Uh, so while we point fingers at the country, we ourselves got to do our part.
Yep.
That'll be my closing comments. Charlie, what's your closing thought, man?
My closing thought is this. Tonight's show, half of it, we pay tribute to Little Boto. And he was our sacrificial lamb for the evening. Yeah. He was our sacrificial lamb for the evening. The rest is just trying to be ahead of this thing whenever we can. I know some feel like this is fruitless, that we're not going to get. But the thing is this, if you can take care of yourself, if you can be that one in a million that can outrun this thing just by the safety precautions you're taking, that's one more than what we have now. So if two of you can do that, we keep on multiplying those numbers of staying ahead. The next thing you know, we have an entire army that stays ahead of this virus. Because think of it this way, large fires, especially in California, they do fire drops, they do everything under the sun they can, right? The most important method is what is known as a fire break. That break allows the fire to go up to that line, and the only way it's not going to work is if the fire jumps that line. And that's the reason why they create the fire break. That's what I want everybody to just try imagine, if we can do that by not congregating, keeping that distance, and putting that fire break. There is no way that fire is going to be able to jump that line. But if you give it the opportunity, it will seize the opportunity. And that's how you breathe life into this virus. And that's all I can say. So hopefully I painted a picture for you on that. Okay?
You did, man. All right, Charlie. Thank you very much. Those of you asked about posting that graphic that I had on about Bob. I just put it up. It's on my page. Go ahead and feel free to share that with everybody. That's kind of a generic graphic that has been explained time and time again. Don't forget tomorrow night, guys. Please, Michael Green. When I post a promo up tonight, please go ahead and share that. We want to get as many people on as possible, especially those friends of yours or relatives that think this is fake, that this isn't real, that it's minor, that we're overreacting. Make sure they watch tomorrow night. Michael Green, attorney from Oahu, will be our guest at 7 o'clock. And his message needs to be heard and needs to be shared. With that, guys, gals, thank you very much. I apologize if I offended anybody with the boto or the tallywhacker or whatever hell you guys called it. We just wanted to have a little bit of fun.
Don't worry.
And yeah. So tomorrow night, look at Dana. See you at the next Weenie Roast, Mel and Charlie and friends. So Sophia, I'm so sorry. We're talking about Vienna sausage. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna make some Vienna sausage and rice tonight. Okay. Tell your mom make you some Vienna sausage and rice. All right,
Ooh,
guys. We love you guys. Stay safe. God
Bella,
bless.
lap chong to you too.
Stop. 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 God bless. Aloha, you guys. See you guys tomorrow night.